Welcome to the IVM Podcast Network.
TFG Football is an IVM production, and you can also check out their other awesome shows like Drinks and Destination, a handy guide to the world of wine, spirits and more, along with a dip into travels around the world.
You're listening to TFG Football.
Good day, everyone. I am back by popular demand, and I have really got some good comments that I have been hosting very well. So here I am again.
Hold on. What are you doing? I'm in the studio for a reason. I'm back in the studio. That I gave you the job so that when I'm away, you could do it.
I was just getting habituated to being the host.
We should have had Stone Cold ka entry music. ऐसा music होना चाहिए था.
And then I pumped up a Tupac song like, hey, I'm back in the studio, yo. Well, yes, feels good. Feels good to be back in the studio. So I will not let anyone take my job right now. Kevin, quiet. Now, we have everyone in the studio except Chiranjeet, who's joining us via phone call. So if there is any disturbance, please bear with us. But today is the last weekend coming up in the I-League, and we shall talk about that. Now, before that, this slight sad news that happened. We got to know KS Money, a player who's part of Kerala, who's also played for Santosh Trophy, has passed away.
He was
unfortunate.
He was a part in 1973 who won the Santosh Trophy.
Early 70s. Unfortunate news. May his soul rest in peace. Well, we all TFG, shouts out to his family and whatever is done services for Indian football. Now let's head back and talk about what we are here to talk about. What a match day is coming up tomorrow and Sunday. Crazy matches coming up, guys. Now tomorrow there are two games. Bengaluru host
Churchill, I believe.
Yeah, okay. Bengaluru hosts Churchill and Mumbai hosts East Bengal. Well, before we talk
for
about...
the last time.
Yeah. One last time.
Yeah. We're going to shout, Rasgulla pe bhari kon vada pav.
And one last time. So, before we talk about the Bengaluru match, let's talk about Mumbai FC match. I'm going to be very superstitious here and not talk much. So, Nikhil, if you want to talk, go ahead.
There's nothing to talk. What is there to talk? I mean, it's done. I don't know if they're gonna. They will be putting up a fight, but I don't know if they're gonna score goals. That has been a problem with Mumbai since day one, and it continues. There's nothing much to say. I mean, as a fan, I feel.
Won't they try to just put on a good show and make it a good farewell game?
They will, but. I mean, as a Yellow Brigade, supporters group, everybody will be there in the stands. But, everyone know that it has been such a dismal performance throughout the season. And after getting relegated and missing out on a Fed Cup spot, the atmosphere is not up to the mark. It's very low. And there are not much, there are no hopes rather. So, it's just another match that we are going to attend. And hopefully, we win.
Kevin, now I'll let you talk. Okay.
Are you a bit worried that this may be the last match of Mumbai FC as we know it? Because most of the players will want to go to a top division team,
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's true. Like there are so many players who would be shifting their bases from Mumbai FC. It's up to the management to come out and say, I mean, this would be a very strong statement from a management point of view or a club point of view to come out and say that we are going to stick to football, Mumbai football, and we'll be there, for so many years ahead. So that is what we are hoping for, but there is no communication from the club. What's going to happen to the club? I just
exactly.
hope,
I mean, right now, Mumbai FC has a more uncertain future than Chennai City and Punjab even, because you hear them talking. Okay, we are making stadiums or just making plans for next few years. DSK Shivajans are also coming out and saying stuff like that. Mumbai just silence.
Yeah.
I don't know why the management is not reaching out and clarifying their future plans with the fans. It's seriously not good.
Yeah, especially when they know there is such a good following loyal following for the team. So, I don't know. I think after the match, they might just come out with a statement of, it matters to a fan, like what they are going to do ahead with the club. But more or less, the match is not that important against East Bengal. It's more about what they are going to do in the future.
Yep.
That is what bothers us now.
Something to give fans something to cheer about. Kevin, now I'll let you talk. Go ahead.
It's going to be a goalless draw, or it's going to be a 1-all game. Nothing more than that.
Yeah.
Because yesterday we had the East Bengal team leaving for Mumbai, and the coach Ranjan, he says we'll be using wings at Cooperage. What ground is he talking about? Mumbai FC ground and wings. Mohan Bagan has come to this ground and we're not able to use the wing because it is such a short and a narrow ground.
Yeah.
And you say that we are going to use it. Either he's really a genius or he's not seen the ground before. It's difficult for anybody to come here and try to take the game to Mumbai FC because here it's all short passing game. You've seen how Shillong did take on the game to Mumbai. It's not wing play. It's not straight runs down the flank that will help you bring the balls in the box. It's going to be centrally, or it's going to be those 1-2 tiki-taka game. Only then can you expect some penetration inside the box where you can expect some goals. That's the final statement. It's either going to be a goalless draw again, or it's going to be a 1-all draw.
Well, yeah, that's how it has been all the while. I mean, as I was talking in the last show also, when we spoke about, I was so happy seeing Mumbai scoring, and then you're like, damn. Like towards the end, they
all
just
the
gave
foreigners,
away.
I think except Shariatar, have been released. So last match Shariatar played, I don't know if he's still with the team this time as well.
Okay. Now let's talk about the other match that's happening at in Bengaluru's Fortress. Bengaluru host Churchill Brothers. Now Churchill have been a great team. We've been talking enough. Whatever we talk, it's not enough for the team, the way they've changed under Derek Pereira. I think that's all because even Derek Pereira is now an assistant coach under FC Goa. I saw a tweet recently from them. So he's coming up really well, and people are finally. We knew what caliber he could bring in. So, Churchills have really found their niche over here under this man. And they're taking on Bengaluru. Not good memories for Bengaluru in the past against Churchill. So, Kevin, let me start with you. What do you expect here?
So, the last time around when these two teams met, there was controversy. There was off-the-field incidents happening. And, that the assistant coach, the now assistant coach, will be there sitting on the dugout. And we hope that he doesn't do the same antics that he had done last time. What a story for Churchill. If you just look at them and you look at Mumbai FC, they had similar fate right at the beginning. Both were dwelling at the bottom of the table.
One just did the right thing at the right time.
Right
the other
time,
just
that was important. The squad was not changed. If you just look at Churchill's squad, they don't have any big names. They don't have star signing foreigners. But how you can make your team play against the same opposition under different circumstances where a player is playing out of position, like Sheridan in Churchill, he is there in the squad, he is playing the same game but of a different position. The responsibility, the role that he's given defines how your team takes you through matches. The fight that has been shown by the team, it's just like as all we've seen, they don't give up till the last minute. Mumbai FC weren't that way. Mumbai FC the body language was such that they gave up during the half the match. But that is the difference, that is the mental change that Derek Pereira has got into this team. So Bengaluru will not have an easy ride. Yes, we know they are hitting the best form right now in the I-League as well, not just the AFC Cup. But it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a tactical game. And Derek knows this team very well. He has seen Bengaluru FC over the years and he has measured their strengths. And yes, they hold upper hand Bengaluru just because they're playing at home. But it's not going to be something that
what
is
we
going
saw
to be
against DSK.
It's not going to be a cakewalk for either teams over here.
Now, Chiranjeev, both the teams have, in the past match have been pumped up. One won a match 6-1, the other 7-0. So, what do you reckon for this match?
It does point towards a goal fest, and I would love to see one. Bengaluru FC will obviously go all out. It's their last home game of the season. They want to finish it with fireworks. I'm pretty sure, the Bengaluru FC fans also remember what happened in the first leg. So I can confirm that they are making special plans to give a very warm welcome to the assistant coach to seriously just make it a really gritty, good atmosphere. But one thing that sort of discourages me about Saturday's fixtures is that none of the teams can really climb up the table.
Yeah.
Okay, it's even if you look at the Mumbai FC versus East Bengal match, Mumbai FC can't go higher than 9th. East Bengal can't go higher than 3rd. Okay, and even here, Bengaluru FC can't be higher than 4th, and Churchill Brothers can certainly not be higher than 6th. So these are stationary. They're just going to be there. So what are they fighting for?
But Bengaluru can really drop to one position below if they lose the game and Shillong do manage to win the next.
Yeah, so that's what their motivation is, to just avoid dropping down further, which is not really the best of circumstances to play under. And I wish it was a bit more interesting than that. Just going into it and actually hoping to accomplish something. Just better their situation in the league table. But it is what it is. It's the last round of the league, and hopefully we see a good contest. I think Bengaluru FC will actually have a really good time against Churchill Brothers. I think a 3-1 win, it looks like to me, because Bengaluru FC today, they are way better actually than they were when they faced Churchill Brothers in the first leg.
Nikhil?
I just want to draw some comparison between Mumbai. I'll stick to Mumbai FC. Mumbai FC and Churchill Brothers. As Kevin pointed out, these two teams were in tatters during the initial phase of I-League, and see how Churchill changed themselves with bringing in a new coach, and he actually repositioned players. First they were like playing, the positions were not clear, and then Derek Pereira came and he enforced a proper positioning line. The same thing didn't happen with Mumbai FC because of the coach saga and everything was happening. Okay, then you saw one team who was moving up and up and up. I think Churchill beat Bengaluru, Bagan and East Bengal. Yeah. And Mumbai, who was not able, they were only able to garner draws. So they could have got some lessons or some motivation from Churchill. If they can do it, why can't we?
I think that's what the underlying statement is. Churchill did everything right at the right moment.
Yeah.
Mumbai couldn't do that. 4 matches, you can't give a coach, and you can't blame a coach when he only has 4 games in hand when you're already fighting relegation, So a lot of things happening. Now let's move on to the Sunday matches.
First question, why there is no integrity officer at the Bagan match? Please someone explain me. Kyun nahi hai?
Chiranjit.
Why is there not? I think they would have one integrity officer somewhere.
There is no press release like that.
No, there is no press release because they are not sending them. They are not sending them ahead of time. In the case of Lajong versus Aizawl FC, they are sending that integrity officer one day ahead.
Why?
Here in Mohun Bagan versus Chennai City, they are gonna come on the match day as usual. So there's no extra vigilance around it.
Why?
And I think the reason is because both the teams will fight to win. I think there is no extra. What do you call it? Extra air of somebody playing less well in here, and it's really unfortunate. But ever since the situation was set up in a way that if Shillong Lajong win only, then Mohun Bagan have a chance. So people started saying online, both Northeast teams. So Shillong Lajong may just thoda halka khelega, so that they get. Kuch bhi.
I think that's why Thangba Shinto came out and said we're not going to make it easy.
Yeah, obviously they have said it, and I think it's ridiculous to say Shillong Lajong will make it easy for Aizawl FC. Okay, that's not how they play. Okay, this is a very professional team. I have said this again.
It's a derby.
These guys will fight to the death. Okay, and I let me clarify. I have spoken to some Shillong Lajong players. They don't want that. I don't want them to come and lift the trophy in our ground.
Yeah,
okay, they have that thing.
Even if it comes to pride, Shillong has been fighting for so long to be the pride of Northeast.
Yeah.
Okay, and they would say, Aizawl leke ja rahe. How would they give it? The reason why I'm asking this question is when we got that press release of an integrity officer going to Northeast, okay, to settle, to give a vigilance to the match. I thought there will be another press release coming out that Bagan ke match mein bhi ek ja raha hai, which didn't.
No, ja raha hai.
See, there's a mandate that the integrity officer goes, but just in this case, you can say it is a bit biased towards one of the teams. But that's the mandate. Only the first time that we got to
और
know that.
release a press release बोलो कि
Look,
same time पे दोनों जा रहा है.
Basically, this was AIFF reacting to the rumors that are going around, and whatever air was there in social media that this match is going to be, thoda halka. So that's what they reacted to. I don't think they needed to do it, but yeah, if they want to do it. Yeah, let them do it.
The
only
match that is halka on Sunday is Bagan versus Chennai City. That's a Northeast derby. I mean, I'm just comparing. No disrespect, but I'm just comparing the positions of both the teams who are there.
Obviously. No. The thing is, everybody expects Mohun Bagan to win. Everybody expects Mohun Bagan to beat Chennai City. Yeah, but this is the one where it's a toss-up. Shillong Lajong versus Aizawl FC. So this is the one where all the eyes are going to be.
Yeah.
So I think even the people, some of the people I have heard, like some Mohun Bagan fans who cannot make it to the ground. They're saying, I'm going to be watching Lajong versus Aizawl on TV.
Yeah.
I'll simply check the scores on Mohun Bagan versus Chennai City because everybody's worried about that game, not this game.
Chalo, tell me one thing. Yeah. What are Bagan fans going to watch?
That's what he said. No, Shillong
I think it's for me. I will be. I have made a decision not to go to either of the games because I don't think my heart will take much of that. So what I will be doing is I will be flipping between 10-1 and 10-2 mostly, and I'll be covering one of the games. So I'll be focusing on that game mostly, but I will keep an eye on the other game as well, and hopefully I'll survive. Once it's all over and not have heart attacks few times in the course of the games.
This may not have happened. This may not have happened in Indian football before, but when this is the first time. Yeah, we've all supported like football from out there as well. Now I'm an EPL fan and United fan. This kind of gives me the year when City and United had both hands on the cup and both were playing at the same time, and we all United fans are watching City versus QPR instead of a United match. And though United won, this is the same situation.
Yes.
United won, City also won. Goal difference, but City took it. Here also, if both win, that's how it happens. It's a crazy match.
If Shillong Lajong win and Mohun Bagan win, then Mohun Bagan take it by goal.
Yeah, exactly.
If it's a draw, imagine freaking something happens. Shillong Lajong is leading like by 1-0 for most of the game, and then and 2-0
in goal that
Kolkata.
Comes in injury time.
In injury time, Aizawl scores a goal.
Who is the Aguero of Aizawl?
20 heart attacks. 20 heart attacks. Okay, I'll freaking. There were like 5 or 6 heart attacks during the game in 2015, which was the league decider. And a newspaper article also came out. Quite a few people, experienced chest pain and nausea and hypertension watching that game. Here they'll have to keep an eye on 2 matches.
Yeah.
And I really hope people should keep their doctor's number on speed dial before sitting
or
down
probably
on Sunday night.
Probably just call the doctor early and tell sit with me throughout the match.
You have the option of watching the game at the clinic itself.
Yeah.
and I know a lot of people are hosting screenings for that game. So if you are doing
shift,
it,
let's shift the screenings to hospitals.
Have a doctor at your screening. There will be like 2 screens up showing 2 matches. 1 doctor at every screening. It should be mandatory.
Or else just shift the screening to a hospital nearby so that everything facilities is there.
Obviously.
Just book a bed and you're on the bed.
Hospitals should do screening. Just outside in the yard, freaking so that everybody's right there.
Yeah. Like even they'll make a lot of profit.
Yeah, a lot of business. So coming back to the game, key players missing for Aizawl.
Yeah.
Due to suspension, Alfred Jarian and Ashutosh Mehta. Because of the 4 yellow cards that they've received, they are not available for the game. How much of a difference does this make to Aizawl?
Crazy stuff.
Yeah,
it'll want to make an image.
Their attack a little bit.
Yeah.
And their wing play.
Even at least Ashutosh Mehta, if you consider, you do have a considerable substitute available for him. But Jarian was the key holder of the ball. Yeah. He loses the ball, he gets the ball back.
Yes.
That is going to be a difference in this game where Shillong Lajong are used to that short passing game. You require somebody to work over your actual work rate, like Rane does, like Brandon does. Look at these players who do more than what they are supposed to do.
Yeah.
So Jarian was, the highest work rate, if you can just pick him out. He was, key to that midfield of Aizawl. for me, it's the big difference that they will be without Jarian. Mehta, yes, you can exclude him because he's not played most of the games for Aizawl. But Jarian, I suppose he's played every minute till now.
Now, I think this is when a point that Kevin just made. Jayesh Rane will have to step up, probably take the whole cover, and of course the other players as well. But this leaves him just him.
It's going to be on Jayesh. It's going to be on Jayesh and Amna. To control the midfield, because Shillong Lajong have a very intimidating midfield, fast passing game, very accurate in whatever they do, and they stick to their plans. And just going back and recovering the ball is going to be a big part of how successful Aizawl FC are in that game. And not having Alfred Jarian is a big blow. I think Amna will have to do 2-3 roles at the same time. He'll have to do play the playmaker. And also sometimes come back and block, because I'm pretty sure, in the central midfield there will be a lot of balls won by Shillong Lajong players, and then Amna will have that extra responsibility, something that Alfred Jarian used to do, is just run back and try to get it back. So maybe Amna, we had an interview with him. It went up last night. It's there in our channel. Maybe he will have to play the toughest and hardest game of his life. Just to make
what
sure
I don't want in this game is how Aizawl played against Bagan, the intimidating, the physical game. Because you don't want the natural game to be disrupted. Because if Aizawl, you're at the top, it's because of the calm and composed tackles, time tackles. You did not see that in the Bagan game. It was, it was just going off,
the Bagan game was all about disrupting Bagan. Because player by player, Mohun Bagan have a better team, with more experience and expertise. So Aizawl FC had to go out there and completely throw Mohun Bagan off their game. I don't think they will need to do that, because player by player comparison, they're pretty much out there, and Aizawl FC may even have a few meters on Shillong Lajong here. So I think this will be more of a natural game for both teams. And they will want to do it right. They will want to make it a spectacle, proper spectacle, football in sense.
Throughout, look at the whole season panning out. Throughout the season, we said Khalid has a good job. And the final match is an actual test for him. He's missing 2 key players, and now is where he needs to prove his, yes, I am tactically smart, and put it out there and give those my best 11 on the field, and just probably take that one, go for a draw, or take those 3 points and take that.
It will be such a big mistake if Aizawl FC go to Shillong and try to play for a draw. It may turn out to be a disaster. So it won't be like Cooperage pe relegation bacha raha hai. They are trying to go for something much bigger.
Is there anyone here who is doubting Khalid's ability to get a draw?
No, he can get a draw, but this is a very different circumstance.
Mind you, let me get those words of where Khalid himself has told us in the interview in the past, and even when Ashutosh told him, Ashutosh has spoken about him, what are you talking about? He's not a defensive coach. Hey, what? So let's just inject that into our heads that he's not a
and just as a thought over here for Thangboy Sinto, because
he's your favorite.
I know. Did you? By the way, I forgot to ask. Did you meet him? Damn it.
So Shillong, if they win this game and Bengaluru lose their game against Churchill, they go one position up, which will be their best finish in I-League. That is
it's
up for grabs.
It's also a good spot for Fed Cup.
It is, so it's not. You cannot say it's going to be a game for Aizawl to win here, because Singto is going to go all out, and Aizawl will have to take care of the free kicks that they give away, because it's Shillong's home ground, and they have got a pretty good record at home. And Isaac, you never doubt that fellow's capability.
Any news on Dika?
Dika is fine.
He's not available?
He didn't play
in the match in Mumbai.
In Mumbai, he didn't play.
No,
so probably
I don't think that means he's not there.
It's just the coach's tactics.
The case may be that he's on 3 yellow cards.
Could be he was not available.
Could be rested.
Could be just rested for the final
match.
Could
be rested.
We
should actually check back on that. We are just spitballing here, but I think chances are he's going to play. There's no way they're playing without their biggest scorer.
So when I was on my way back to Aizawl, I was leaving Aizawl on the last day, and I had a few chats with people, and they were like, so are you traveling to Shillong? I'm like, no. And then I was told that there are a huge group of people that are traveling from Aizawl to Shillong to watch the match, because that's where we'll
all
get
of Aizawl is going to Shillong only.
Yeah.
I think the entire city will be empty. We should just go to Aizawl on that day, wander around into shops and pick up whatever you want to eat.
Exactly. Two crazy match coming up on Sunday night.
Is this the first match for Aizawl on Sunday? Acha, but it's in Shillong.
It's in Shillong.
It's a 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
tennis kickoff.
Even in Shillong, though, it's actually a bit weird, because even in Shillong, you don't want to see a game on Sunday. Because everybody has church. So it's a
probably
special
that's why
game.
they put it at 7
derby.
in the evening,
Yeah, at 7 in the evening. But no, there is one major service that starts at 6.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they'll for one day they can
it's
reschedule
football.
it.
Yeah, they'll go in the morning.
Football, and it's Northeast Derby. It's a title decider game, and anyway, most of the people will be maybe half of the people will be tickets going to Aizawl FC fans. So I think we're not going to have any problem
Sunday.
with people coming.
That
to
is
the game.
30th.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm off IPL duties, so I'll also watch.
Everyone will be flipping the channels, Shillong, Lajong and Mohun Bagan to watch the match. Mohun Bagan versus Chennai. Now not the last game, it was the first game on Sunday, by the way, that we're talking the last. DSK host Minerva Punjab. Now, Kevin, do you think Dave Rogers' men will come back here, recovering from the 7-0 defeat?
That was the biggest defeat that they've had, and it can be cruel to anybody.
Yeah.
Even in the best form, you take in so many goals, and it wasn't even their day. It's not that they played well or they missed chances; they were just not there. But this is their chance to come back and finish the season on a high. Both teams, are exempt from relegation. Nothing to lose for them. Position in the table doesn't matter wherever they finish. Obviously, Minerva doesn't move out of the 9th position over there. So, it's going to be mostly a high goal scoring game.
Okay, Charanjit?
Their owner won't be there in the...
he won't be there. But he'll probably continue tweeting.
But actually, I'll tell you what, in cricket, you're not allowed to be in the dugout.
So what he claims is he's not an owner. He is a manager, somebody who takes care of the
players.
Team responsibility.
Okay. Operations head, something.
So it's like a slash
I think
everything.
He's got a license. I think he coaches the under-16 team as well. So
then you have to be.
He may be.
It's what you've registered for the match as. You can be playing multiple roles, but on that day you fill up yourself.
On that day he can be there as a team manager.
Yeah.
I don't really think that there's anything stopping him being there. But what was problem was him just going out and shouting the referee is a cheat and the entire country hearing it on television.
But is there any rule that someone from the management cannot be in the dugout?
No, you can be. If you have to register if you are registering as a team manager or something like that, then you can be. Like Srinjoy Bose or Debashish Dutta often sit with the team in the dugout,
Okay.
This is anyway, even here, Minerva has nothing to lose. Even they won't make it to the Fed Cup, though.
No.
Even if they win this match, they are placed 9th. So it's all good things for DSK to just probably take good advantage of that and just go on a goal. Take all the revenge.
The DSK Shivajis are making their first Federation Cup appearance, so that should be something. They want to go into it with the right mindset, with a good win.
Probably just take the revenge for Bengaluru's match against Minerva, thrash them out. All of that. Now that brings us.
But have you guys seen yesterday there was this thing? I'm going back to the Mohun Bagan versus Chennai City game because I don't think we really covered it that much. Sony Nordic comes out and says, he's like, I think Aizawl FC deserve to be champions. And I will be really happy for them. But of course, I hope they lose to Shillong. But people, what happened was that people simply just read the first line and they went bonkers. I have never really seen
people. This is Kolkata.
Yeah, but actually,
is Sony Nordic
also the media for. Huh? No. He's going to be here for the Federation Cup. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there next season. But he's the whole thing was so funny. Obviously, the media outlets will run it sensationalized. So we have headlines in some of the papers like Sony Node endorses Aizawl FC for championship. Like,
Ayo.
are you kidding me? That was like so bizarre.
He'll be like,
to even look
I am
at.
not talking to the media anymore. I'm done.
Yeah.
You can't even give a view of my own.
Yeah, it's so hilarious, man. And obviously we have more drama unfolding. But has anybody considered the possibility that Chennai City might take a point from Mohun Bagan?
You can.
Yeah, I
you never
remember
know.
the last time Mohun Bagan played Chennai. It wasn't a cakewalk for them.
Yeah.
You know, I had always been criticizing Chennai being that
Was
first.
that a goalless draw?
No.
No,
That was DSK.
it was a major heart attack.
83rd minute.
It looked like it was going to be. And Chennai City scored their first goal. You know, they came and went 1-0 up. And suddenly I was thinking, okay, the entire stadium is collapsing around me. I was so numb. And then obviously Mohun Bagan played well in the second half, and they even got a late goal to get a 2-1 win out of it.
So coming back to that point, that Chennai City, which I've been making always, that they are a first half team or one half team.
Yes.
That team has significantly made progress from the time that they played Bagan and to the last game that they played.
Yeah.
You see them making changes. There was a change in coach, but the attitude has changed. They are no longer a team that uses all the stamina, all the power, and all the passion to go out in the first half. They are a thinking team right now, and they can give Mohun Bagan a decent fight. I'm not saying it's going to be Chennai City all the way, but yes, it's not going to be as easy as it was last time. It's going to be a Chennai City playing in both the halves, equally distributed. You will have, Bagan watching out for, this one fellow will be looking at the other game and giving them constant updates. That will be on their mind.
Sanjay will have commentary on in 1 year
See,
of the other match.
at Bagan.
Imagine this situation, guys. Okay, Shillong Lajong, it's 85 minutes into the game, okay? Shillong Lajong is leading 1-0 against
Stories now, yeah.
Aizawl FC. Okay, imagine. Shillong Lajong 1-0 against Aizawl FC, it's 5 minutes to go. Mohun Bagan 1-0 against Chennai City. And then Chennai City scores. It would be like, I'm telling you, that would be the last time you hear of Ravi Sarovar. It would be like a meteor hit that place. There would be nothing left, only ashes.
Chiranjit, let's hold on to imagination. Nikhil has a point. Nikhil.
At Bagan's home, there's no way I feel Chennai City will, even think of winning. Until and unless all the players of Bagan are, playing that game. If their mind is towards the Northeast Derby, they are going to have a tough time. So all the players has to be,
it's
focused.
Going to be a mental challenge.
Yeah, they have to be focused on the game.
Yeah.
So that's the only difference.
Now, anyone? More
but
points?
imagine last time when the Kolkata Derby was happening.
Imagining, yeah. It was the third time trying to close the show, but he's imagining.
The announcer was talking, just announcing the scores of the Bengaluru FC versus Aizawl FC game before the match began in Siliguri. And imagine if this is if it's a concurrent game and they decide to announce scores of Northeast Derby during the match, it would be, I don't know, pandemonium, man. Seriously, I'm just imagining all horrible scenarios right now because that's what's in my mind right now. There's so many things that could go wrong on Sunday for both teams, and it won't be good on anyone's nerves or health. It will be a real survival test for all these fans out there.
Do watch out for Karanjit Singh. This guy has given the toughest of the teams, almost like a mini heart attack because he's outstanding. There was a time when he was injured and out for some time, but
Chennai missed him that time.
Once he came back, he wasn't the best Karanjit that he was at the start of the season. So do watch out. He can make a difference to Chennai City, being goalless still late in the game.
Yeah, I think shout out to a sound engineer. Can you end the show on Imagine by John Lennon? Because that's what we all been doing towards the end of the show.
No, but I'll tell you what, we are not realizing that this could be the last of I-League, which is it affects me. I have started watching Indian football because of I-League, and it's so emotionally, you're attached to it, and suddenly this could be the last week or last season of I-League, and then I don't know, will it happen? Do you think, Oja?
There's a big chance that it will be the last time we see something called I-League per se, but I don't really share your feelings and attachment to the name of I-League, because there was a time when there was no national league. Then came NFL. I watched that for 10 years. Then came I-League. So in the end, I think just the name doesn't really mean everything to me. What means is the spirit or the values of the National League that it brings in. National Football League was special in a way that it was the emergence of this entire phenomenon throughout, that you have a season-long, drawn-out competition where the best of the country fight the best, and you have the absolute best team emerge over time. So it was phenomenal for us back then. And then I-League came in. It brought in all the extra responsibilities towards the clubs. The club licensing system, slowly it pushed the clubs towards becoming more professional. And seriously, the kind of structures we see in clubs like Aizawl FC or BSK Shivajis or Bengaluru FC or Shillong Lajong, East Bengal and Mohun Bagan are also trying to catch up. They're not as much there as possible. Even Mumbai FC have a really decent academy. Minerva Punjab, what an academy. Yeah. All of these are because they followed the road showed by the AFC A licensing system, and they were all just trying to get there and earn those licenses. And that was introduced by I-League. So you talk about Indian football becoming professional. I-League does not get enough credit because there was a period from 2008 to 2010 when the clubs were just whining and protesting, and AIFF was simply literally dragging them towards becoming, more invested in academies and grassroots and, or whatever, youth development, and becoming more professional clubs, the way they are today, and all the good things we cite about them, in terms of developing Indian football. That is because of I-League, and, ISL has been around. I'm pretty sure if it becomes the top division next time, its teams will also adopt the same values. But when they do that, you still have to acknowledge that culture, that accountability among clubs, it was introduced to India by I-League. So I really don't think, even if I-League does not stay per se, the name goes away, those values will still live on.
Okay.
I think and that will help.
We should have a special episode on
after the weekend is over. Yeah, because for the past 15 minutes I'm trying to end the show, and everyone comes up with the one point or the other. So I hope everyone's done with their points so I can end the show. Well, that's all, folks. I hope you enjoyed the show. We did enjoy talking about all the matches and all the memories, whatever we've had. We'll talk more. Once the weekend is over, we'll have more to talk about it then. So you can catch all the updates that we've spoken about on our website, thefangarage.com. Do follow the TFG Football Twitter handle. We are also on Twitter, @Boza_Kevin. I missed saying all of this. 42 Nikhil, Chiranjit Oja, Sujin Matthew 94. These are all our respected Twitter handles. Now, if you're listening to our show on YouTube, hit the like, share, subscribe to our channel, hit the bell icons to get updates of our new episode. You can also listen to our show on Audio Boom, SoundCloud, iTunes, and various other podcasting apps. Kevin?
And do vote for me if you would like me to host the show again.
Yeah, please take it, then I can travel. I can sleep also more in the morning. Please do it, Kevin. Please do it. Go ahead. Well, goodbye, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the show. We'll come back to you next week. Have a great, awesome weekend. Enjoy the matches. Cheers.
एक्सक्यूज मी भैया, एक्सक्यूज मी.
बोलिए मैडम.
मेन्यू में क्या है?
मेन्यू में सीन अनसीन है, पॉडकास्ट है, ऑन कोर्स है, साइरस है, मेड इन इंडिया, रीडिस्कवरी प्रोजेक्ट, एम्पावरिंग सीरीज, सेक्स वैक्स है, IVM लाइक्स है, सिंप्लीफाइड है, कीपिंग इट क्वियर है, थिंग्स एंड डेस्टिनेशंस है, माय नेबर जकरबर्ग है और द फैन गराज है. आपको क्या चाहिए?
एक बार रिपीट कर देंगे क्या?
रिपीट नहीं करता हम. आप जाओ IVMpodcast.com पे और सुनो ये सब, या फिर डाउनलोड करो उनका ऐप. सब आपकी उंगलियों पे.